Shalom, ye men of Israel. I'm going to start off by giving all thanks, all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wahar Kakadash. Yahweh being a true Hebrew name of the Heavenly Father, not Yahweh or Jehovah, but Yahweh, which means He is to be, to exist. By Hashem in the name, Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son of the Most High Yahweh, who the Word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. But that name is in the Hebrew, Yahweh Shai, which means He saves, He delivers, He is our salvation. By Hashem in the name, Wahar, and the Rakha, Spirit, Quadash, Holy, which is the Holy Spirit. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, teach well, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are pushing His truth and sincerity and in diligence, and that great multitude that will hear the word and believe on the name of Yahweh Shai in prophecy and truth, love, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, and faith to Yahweh Shemel Shai. I am the brother Banal Ban of the Dallas GMS camp, coming to you again with another lesson. I have this article right here. All right. I don't want to start with that one yet. Amen. If the Spirit moves us, let's go ahead and move along. This is an article by the BBC. It says Uganda's anti-alphabet gang act challenged in constitutional court. So I've done a lesson on this previously, where Uganda passed a bill outlawing any alphabet gang activity. Okay, they indicated that it was punishable by death or imprisonment. Now you have to understand that America is really pushing this in Uganda. In the previous lesson I did, the Vice President of the United States actually flew down there to convince the President of Uganda to change his mind. Okay, so we'll read the article. This is not the main article I want to touch upon, because we're going to fast forward to now, because this is dated December 18th, okay? And it goes on to say one of the world's harshest anti-alphabet gang laws is being challenged in Uganda courts by rights groups. Now, who you think are funding these rights groups? The fact that Kamala Harris actually, Vice President Kamala Harris actually flew down there, and her presence was known, and her request was not honored. So we know America to be that wicked, that doesn't stay at home, all right, as it says in Habakkuk 2:5. He wants to be everywhere, spreading his disease, okay, through his smooth talking. I believe that's Psalms 55 and 22. We'll get that in a few minutes. I just want to go ahead and read this so we can get to the point. It says the law has caused global outage, with the World Bank halting new loans to Uganda, and the U.S. imposing visa restrictions on key officials. So America's going in, man, along with the the World Bank, the IMF, because this bank funds various activities, okay, throughout the world. They actually give you a loan, and when you default on that loan, just like an article I read, Ethiopia has defaulted on a loan, Niger and Nigeria, certain African countries that take loans from the IMF, when they default, okay, whatever's written in small print, okay, they can actually get more power into your country. That's what they do. They bribe you. They entice you. They give you this. They give you that. They kind of tease you with the things of the world. And the presidents of these countries, they submit and take a loan. Now, when they're not able to pay back their loan, that's a default in a sense, and that gives them more power, okay, the IMF, to enact certain ways in your country to pay them back that loan. This is one of those where the IMF, the UN, okay, a condition of the loans that they give you is that you have to be democratic. You have to accept certain people certain ways. Okay, so basically injecting poison into your country because you took the bag, you took the money, and you defaulted. Will continue. Says anyone convicted of being involved in alphabet gang activity faced life imprisonment under the law, which was enacted in May. That's right. So Uganda enacted that law in May, and ever since then, you know, IMF, the UN, America has been coming down hard on them. Sanctions, denying their visas, denying them loans. Now, keep in mind, Uganda found a big source of gold, a big source of gold in the country, worth over, I may get the figure wrong, but worth over 3 point something trillion. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, what does America want? What does the IMF want? It goes on to say right groups have asked judges to annul the law, arguing that it violated the right to equality and dignity. And that's part of the condition whenever you get a loan from the IMF. I indicated that on a previous lesson. So when you default on the contract, which is equality and dignity, and when you understand what that truly means, they're talking about equality for everybody. But is there truly equality? But what they're projecting in these times is anti-alphabet gang activity, saying that those laws are denying equality and dignity to those that act that way in Uganda. Goes on to say, because you have to ask yourself, who are these right groups? So America's in Uganda. They're stirring things up. They really want to, get all these laws against the alphabet gangs thrown down. They want to defile Uganda. Okay? It goes on to say the government is defending the case in the Constitutional Court, saying the law protects the traditional family values. Let me read that again. It says the government of Uganda is defending the case in the Constitutional Court, saying that the law protects traditional family values. Man and woman eventually bear a child. That child, when he grows up, marries or not, but gets with the opposite, gender, and they bear children. That is part of that beginning, okay, your prodigy of your family tradition. It has to continue, okay? So it says, known as the Anti-Alphabet Gang Act, the law imposes death penalty for so-called aggravated cases, which include having alphabet gang activity with someone below the age of 18 or where someone is infected with a lifelong illness such as that word right there. Okay? It says an overwhelming majority of lawmakers voted for it in parliament. So the country, okay, of Uganda, they're acting as one. The people that are in power, they understand family traditions and the values of that. Okay? Because that's how they came into the world. That's how they they live life. It says an overwhelming majority of lawmakers voted for it in parliament, and it came into effect after President Yoweri Museveni approved it. It says in August, 20 years, a 20-year-old was the first to be charged with aggravated alphabet gang activity after being accused of unlawful alphabet gang activity with a 41-year-old. No further details were given of the case, which was expected to be heard in the High Court as it involved an alleged capital offense. It said Uganda has not carried out an execution since 2005. So, I support this. One is biblical. Scriptures tells us, okay, in Leviticus 18, that a man shall not lie with like kind, right? A woman shall not lie with like kind, okay? Because the purpose of Yahweh Shemel Shah creating the male and the female was for procreation. And, whatever comes with that, love, having a legacy, building as a family, having a family unit. Because back in ancient times, as it is now, well, I'm not going to say as it is now, back in ancient times, family was important. Okay, you needed sons and daughters in order to be extra hands to do, hunting, cooking, all that was a way of life. Whereas when you talk about the, alphabet gang activity, that's a way of death. Let me go ahead and prove it. This is all I wanted on this article. Okay, let's see what's going on in Congo. This is a result of inviting, that mindset of alphabet gang activity into your country. This is our ABC News says stigma against alphabet gang men could worsen Congo's biggest mpox, which is now they've abbreviated. When Esau wants you to remember a disease, he's going to give you acronyms. So mpox is a shortened version of monkeypox. Okay, outbreaks. Read it again. Stigma against alphabet gang men could worsen Congo's biggest monkeypox outbreak, scientists warn. And they put in small type below, African scientists warn that a discrimination against alphabet men in the continent would make an mpox outbreak in Congo worse. Look at all these drugs, man. You see? That's how Esau makes his money. That's how he operates. Big Pharma. He has to give you something. So, right? The Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. So he comes into your country, right, trying to push the alphabet gang activity, knowing that it's going to bring about death. Then he's going to profit from drugs that he's going to be sending to your country because they need aid. They need help before this disease overwhelms your country. Either way, Esau's looking at it as a win-win situation. Whether you die and perish, that cuts down the population of the world, okay? Or whether you say, we need help, give us some drugs. And the drugs is not meant to cure you. It just sustains you for a little while longer before you decease. So let's read this. It says, Kinshasa, Congo. As Congo copes with its biggest outbreak of mpox, monkeypox, scientists warn discrimination against alphabet gang, men in a continent could make it worse. In November, the World Health Organization, there you go. WHO, World Health Organization. Esau is everywhere, man, and wherever he is at, expect death, deception, filter lucre. It's going to bring down your country. In November, the World Health Organization reported that mpox, also known as monkeypox, was being spread via alphabet gang activity in Congo for the first time. That is a significant departure from previous flare-ups where the virus mainly sickened people in contact with a diseased animal. Don't believe the hype, because this devil, as it says in Sirach 12:10, it says, never trust thine enemy. Once your enemy is close enough to kill you, believe you me, he will. How else is it saying scientists? Previous article that I read, I found out that the CDC was in Uganda. There's a CDC headquarters in Uganda. What do you think that they're doing there? And I bet it's one in the Congo. It says mpox has been in parts of Central and West Africa for decades. Where that disease is, Esau is, man. I guarantee you. It said, but it was not until 2022 that it was documented to spread via alphabet gang activity. Most of the 9,100 people infected in approximately 100 countries that year were what? Alphabet gang men / women. This is the reason why Uganda doesn't want that disease, to infiltrate Uganda. That's why the president, parliament, the government made a law for that activity to be punishable by death or imprisonment. We're reading this of Congo, and we see all these drugs, as if that's going to help the people. But who's behind this? Son of the wicked. Okay? It even goes on to say, in Africa, unwillingness to report symptoms could drive the outbreak underground, meaning that people may not want to say that they have it, from being scrutinized or ostracized. It said Demi Oregon, an infectious disease specialist at the Niger Delta University in Nigeria. And we know, based upon history, when Christopher Columbus, made it to the New World here in America, the people that he met, who were Hebrew Israelites of the northern tribes, they didn't have any disease. But the minute Columbus and his men came, disease was rampant. And now Esau Edom has found an opportunity to make money from disease. But he has to first bring it to you. And that's what he's trying to do to Uganda, to bring that disease to Uganda. And like I said, Uganda has found a large amount of gold. And Esau Edom has his eyes on the gold. So he has to penetrate, he has to inject something in order to bring that country down. That's all I wanted on this, man. Again, making that comparison to what Uganda is fighting against, and now what Congo is fighting against, disease. Okay? Let's go ahead and hit up the scriptures. I'm going to start with Salaki. Let's go ahead and start with Sirach. If I'm going to hit up Sirach, let's go to the GNT. Sirach 5:15. Because we report these things because we're discovering how diabolical Esau Edom really is. And you won't know unless someone tells you. You have to back it up with articles, and then you back it up with scriptures. All right? So, Ben Sarah, we're going to say 5 and 15. What does it say? Okay. Let me make sure I got the right one. Okay. It says, do nothing destructive, whether it seem insignificant or not. All right. So this devil, known as Esau Edom, that's his MO. That's what he does. Okay. That's what he does. He goes around the world, because he never stayed at home, trying to, one, get whatever you have. But he's also the sword of Yahweh Shem Shah. And what does he want to do? Shed blood. Let's get that in Habakkuk 2 and 5. All right, Habakkuk 2 and 5. And it reads, say, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, his doctrine, his democracy, what he's pushing all around the world. He is proud. He is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home. He enlarges his desire as hell and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So that's what he's trying to accomplish, one, throughout the world, specifically with the articles that we read with Uganda. We've seen what he's done to Congo. This is what this devil breath is. All right. The Strong's H898. It says to act treacherously, deceitfully, deal treacherously. All right? Because this devil, what does he do? He won't come to you and tell you what he's doing, man. He will deceive you. He's trying to deceive Uganda. I believe I said that was Let's see, Isaiah 55. Bear with me. All right. We'll scroll down a little bit. I think it's 22, 21. It's Psalm 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So when you consider what they have activists in Uganda, they're taking Uganda to the to court, the constitutional court, on a higher level. They're trying to make Uganda overturn those laws that is actually providing a buffer against United States. Okay, because this devil won't tell you what he's up to, whether it be the goal or he's trying to decrease the number of people in Uganda by injecting them with this alphabet gang, freedom, okay, liberty, because that's what they have here in America. And they want to make the whole world like America. Defiled. Again, he's going to deceive you with his words, man. And he can't stay home. He's never satisfied, man. He has to be doing something wicked. That's why he's called the son of the wicked. All right? So we're going to go ahead and hold Proverbs 4 and 16. Salakia. All right. Proverbs. Y'all see that? Every time I type V, it changes to B. All right, 4:16. The devil's at work. But he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. All right? Proverbs 4:16 said, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Okay, that's what they're attempting to do in Uganda. The fall of Uganda will give them access to that goal. So you think that it's all about the alphabet gang activity. They want access, man. They have to find a way to get inside and weaken you so they can take you, okay? Salakia. Proverbs 4:17, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. So a previous article that I did was the CDC that's in Uganda, okay? Some kind of way the people of Uganda were dying. They're dying with some type of poison, and they took it to the CDC, and the CDC said, no, that's not poison. And then Uganda did their own investigation. Come to find out, it was poison. It was anthrax. Anthrax in the feeding grounds of their cattle, their sheep. So the cattle would die. People didn't suspect anything. It was still fresh to cut and eat. And the people ate it and they died. Now, who's doing that? That's how diabolical this devil is. All right? And what else I got on this? It says Proverbs 4:18, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. Now, this light that we're talking about, okay, is the knowledge and wisdom that Yahweh Shem Shai gives unto you through the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai in these scriptures, man. And what does light do? It shines on darkness. It exposes things, okay? It lets you see the full angle of something that you would not see, right, in the dark. The world is in the dark, man. So the light that's being projected in these times are the men of the Lord. Great millstone, all right? To you so-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Indians. We're projecting a light to show you what this devil really looks like. He's the so-called proclaimed white man. He is your enemy. And we have to report these things so you'll see how wicked he is and what he's doing throughout the whole world. We're shining that light in the dark place, okay? Because you have a two-thirds of Israel, okay, in the congregation of the dead. Dead meaning that you have no spirit to see these things. You have no spirit to even investigate who your true enemy is, man. Let's get that. Since I brought it up, congregation of the dead. Because you have congregation. Let's see. I believe this is okay, I should have made it easy for myself. All right. Salaki. All right. All right. This is Psalms 21:16, and it reads, "The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." So understanding is coming to this world. It's been opened up to this world through the men of the Lord, GMS, okay, the hopeful elect, that are preaching on the highways and byways, that are doing these lessons, okay? That understanding has been projected throughout the world. Now, you have people that they hear this truth that's being pushed out, but they don't believe. They're scoffing, okay? And whether they believe that first, and then they're going back into the world, okay? It says what? When you wander out of the way, which way? The ways of the Lord, which is manifested in these scriptures, also the law, statutes, and commandments, okay, so that you will not sin. It's being made manifest in these times because people, okay, specifically you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians that are in these churches today, believing on Esau instead of believing on the Lord because you don't understand these scriptures. And because you don't understand these scriptures, which are being made manifest through the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, you can find them on YouTube, okay? You're still in that congregation of the dead, meaning you are void of light. You are void of what's going on throughout the world. Uganda, Congo. You ask a black man, a Hispanic, about what's going on in Uganda, Congo, they have no clue. Neither do they care, okay? Now we know Esau Edom, okay, is that person that's pushing all the wickedness in the world. Because when you make that comparison of the Congo and Uganda, okay, you see what Uganda is fighting against, man. I'm going to hold Proverbs 12 and, so watch how I type it, Proverbs, okay, 12 and 26. And it reads, "The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them." Okay? In this scenario, because you have the Congo and you have Uganda, both African countries, both that are susceptible to Esau's temptations, but you see Congo, now that they've enacted the monkeypox, you know, how it got there, who knows? But that's a disease that can easily be spread through alphabet gang activity. And once it starts, man, you have to go to Esau Edom for not the cure, but for something that's going to help you, but not cure you. And you look at Uganda, okay? They're seeing that. They're seeing Kenya, and they're saying, no, we don't want to be a part of that, man. Again, that's what the wicked does. That's how he seduce you. The IMF, America, will teach. We'll give you this. If you do this, we give you this. A bribe, basically. But in the end, that bribe is to your demise. All right? So you have to take heed. As it says in Sirach 12:10, take heed of him, because he humbleth himself. All right? But when he humbles himself, acting like he's doing something for you, man, he's plotting your demise, basically. All right. We're going to go ahead and get Ecclesiastes. All right. 7:13. Because this wicked was created and power given unto him, Job 9:24, through by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So Ecclesiastes 7:13 says, consider the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? So again, when it comes to you humbling himself, okay, you have to know who he is, because he can easily deceive you just by his smiling, his kind words, his promises, what he's giving you, man. And we see that here in America, where Jake, 2/3 of Israel, are easily bought out. Stimulus checks, they're on WIC, they're on what's that called? I don't know if it's beat or bet. Okay, all these teach that Esau gives you 2/3 of Israel to buy you over. That you're for him. You'll vote him into office. Okay, but you have to beware of this devil, man. Beware of this devil at all times, because his goal is to put you down, to kill you, man. All right. I'm going to end off on this, because we ought to trust the Lord, regardless of what this devil does, man. We see all the things that he does. All right. Let's see. This is 2 Samuel. Get that. We'll end off on this. 2 Samuel 22:31. I don't have my glasses, Salakia. It says, as for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him. All right? For who is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, save the Lord? And who is a rock, save our power? Yahweh is my strength and my power, and he maketh my way perfect. Okay? So we put our trust, first of all, fear in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, by heeding to the law, statutes, commandments, the words that are written in these scriptures, having faith in his only begotten Son, because only through his begotten Son can we be redeemed back to the Heavenly Father, okay, doing those things that please him. And we're chanting, okay, this gospel throughout the four corners of the world, man. We have the YouTube, all right, men on the highways and byways. We're doing those things that please the Lord. Okay, Hebrews 12:6. He's a rewarder of those that please him. And we're doing these things that we may find mercy in the time of refreshing. All right, so we're telling it on Esau, Edom, the accuser of thy brethren, Revelation 12:10. But we're reporting these things to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, so he will bring justice. He will bring the wicked to an end and establish that righteous rulership that will never end. All right, so Esau, Edom, we report on you, man, so the Lord will bring your kingdom to an end, man. On that note, man, I think the point was made. Don't trust your enemy, Esau, Edom. I want to give all thanks, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahar Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone, rule, teach well, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are pushing his truth and sincerity and that great multitude. I want to say Shalom, Israel, Kwam Yasharallah, Bar Babylon.